Today, I'm giving myself exactly 1 hour to transform this empty spot of land into my dream Lego city inside of Lego Fortnite Odyssey. And with only 60 minutes on the clock, this challenge is going to require some super quick building, and honestly, wish me luck because this is going to be tough. But stay tuned through this video to see the final results at the very end because I honestly love how everything turned out. But we're currently standing here with just some empty land in front of us and our timer ready to go. So here goes nothing. 3, 2, 1... go. And here we go. The hour starts right now, and looking at this spot of land, there's quite a bit that we can do here, and I'm really excited for today's challenge. I just can't underestimate how quick an hour is because this time is going to absolutely fly, so let's get to work. Now, immediately, this area of land is speaking to me because one, it's very flat, and two, it's going to be a really nice view from up on the hill where the rest of my base is. But in order to build a real brick city, we're going to obviously need some sidewalks, so let's start with that. And to be honest with you, I think the thing we're going to be using a lot of today are going to be these sidewalk foundation pieces here. Comment down below and let me know if you guys remember a time when these actually weren't even in survival mode. Luckily, they are now, and we can use them in any world we have. So we're going to do exactly that. And I'm not going to be too much of a perfectionist today, so we're just going to kind of lay things down and see what happens as we go. And immediately, I'm realizing we're going to have to clear a ton of debris to get these sidewalk pieces down. And already I've decided that I want to build a street here, so we're going to start with that, and then we're going to put the sidewalk pieces down. Also, more debris that I'm going to need to clear out. But yeah, I think starting with a street is actually going to work in our favor. Okay, and the basic framework for our street is already laid out, but it's also pitch dark outside, and I can hear the crickets chirping, so it's time to go to bed. But waking up here and looking at my timer, it's only been about 5 minutes so far, and we already have some progress. But like I said, I started with the sidewalks that I now completely abandoned, so let's lay these down, but just a little bit better than we did the first time. And I have a little bit of a vision for how we're going to kind of lay these things out. Like this little inlet here is actually going to turn into a little parking lot, and it's going to be a parking lot for a building that goes in this corner here. So yeah, the ideas have been coming to me, but going into this challenge, I literally have not a single blueprint in mind. I think I do some of my best work when I don't overthink and I just build. And that's basically why I'm challenging myself to do this so quickly today. But getting into this section, this is where we're going to run into our first little issue, because as you can see, the ground is not flat right here. So yeah, this will be interesting. I think the sidewalk is going to get eaten up by the landscape, but we'll see how far we can get before it starts to look ugly, and it's already oh no. Okay, yeah, we got to come up with a solution here because the sidewalk is getting eaten by the landscape, and that's interesting. You know, we'll leave it for now, but we'll definitely have to come up with a solution later on to kind of scale this upwards up the hill and then lead it to our staircase over there, because obviously we're going to connect everything eventually. I saw a comment the other day begging me to attach these staircases to the ground, and trust me, I read every comment, but I've got a plan here. But already over 10 minutes have elapsed in this challenge, and I feel like now it's really crunch time. Obviously, with a challenge like this, we're gonna need a lot of time to spend on the buildings themselves because that's gonna be super important. But next, what we're doing here is we're gonna lay down these nice 16 wide frost pine floors. As you can see, they match the exact same color as the sidewalk, even though they look a little bit different in pattern. I think it's overall a pretty tasteful design there, so we're gonna continue with this. And again, I'm so sorry I'm destroying some of the nature here. Okay, and we just woke up from day 2, and we have a little under 45 minutes left to do this. Again, we still have no buildings down, but I'm not too worried yet. And in case you were wondering, we kept this little cutout because we'll eventually fence it off and make it our nice little slice of nature in the middle of the city. But what isn't a nice little slice of nature is this part here, so let's build this in. And there we go. But anyway, in terms of plans coming into the city from the dirt trail, now we have a little bit of a foundation. And as you can see, there's some pretty big empty plots where I'm going to be putting buildings down. For instance, right here, we'll have a few hub buildings. Of course, in this area, we'll have a few buildings back to back as well. And then, like I said, we've left some cutouts like this area for a building here. And then right next to our doghouse with Brimstone actually peeking out. And I know I'm wasting time here, but if you guys didn't watch my last episode, I literally got gifted a version of my dog inside of Lego Fortnite that's fully functional as an airplane. So if you haven't watched that video, go check it out after this one. But moving back to our city and getting a flyover, you can see that, you know, we do have a little bit of structure here, but no actual structures. So let's start by cooking up a few mini buildings and see what that looks like. Okay, and I'm very sorry, but I actually got super caught up on these two builds here. Let's go ahead and sleep through our third night. And guys, I have a confession to make. It's already been over 25 minutes, which means we only have over half of the time remaining. An hour is actually way less than I thought it would be. And I'm already losing a little bit of faith, but I'm not going to let that stop me because as you can see here, we have the beginning of our first 2 tiny little builds. Obviously going inside of these, they're just going to be tiny little shops and kind of service areas. In this speed build, I'm probably not even going to get to the interior detailing, but let's continue on because I don't know. We'll honestly just have to wait and see what we could do, but let's build these up another floor. And I will not lie, I am cooking right now on this roof. As you can see, I had to raise just a little tiny portion, 2 notches to make it all fit, but only the people that are watching this video will ever know that. Jumping down, you can literally see it's like hardly a difference, and it honestly is looking really, really good so far. I'm not quite done, but I just wanted to interject to say that. Anyway, I gotta finish off this roof, and we got so much more to do with less than half of the time left. Oh my goodness. Okay, time to build in the ceiling. And I think to make both these roofs kind of go together, I'm gonna use this little piece here. I really like the way these look, and I'm honestly just hoping they fit perfectly. And dude, we're okay. Wait. Ah, there's a piece for that. Nice. Okay, I've never really built with these, but so far so good. Okay, so we did that. Now we just got to go in and actually build a floor. And man, that floor fitting perfectly was so satisfying. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, and you know what? Not everything fit perfectly, but we did get our first 2 roofs done, and it is the nighttime again. So you know what that means? We're gonna catch some Z's in the middle of the street. 2 buildings down, and that's basically all we have to show for right now. So let me close this door so it looks a little bit nicer, and let's continue on. Because like I said, these are 2 nice buildings, but it's just the start. Next, we're gonna build over here, and like I said, we don't have a lot of time, so let's do this quick. And what we're gonna build here is actually gonna be pretty interesting. Since it is the first thing you see, though, I feel like a nice bright color would actually kind of lighten up this place. So we're gonna do a yellow building, and I don't know if this is gonna go through, but honestly, we don't have enough time to really tear it down now. So yeah, I think we're fully committed to the yellow building. Let's see what we can do here. And again, I'm not talking as much right now because it really is crunch time, but what I'm trying to do is build a pretty interesting shape where it concaves in a bit, and that'll allow me to, like you see, put this little garage door piece on, which I feel like could be pretty cool. We could have a real driveway to this building, and I feel like that could look nice. Let's go ahead and connect the rest of this. And am I really gonna have to put a window here? That doesn't make much sense, but at this point, actually, you know what? We destroyed that. Ooh, that should be good. Okay. And once again, look at that. Fits absolutely perfect, which will make it much easier when it's time to build a roof on top. But hang on. I know this is a little extra right now because we literally have less than 13 minutes, but oh yeah, that looks so nice. We got to do that. Man, and I'm thinking about how this video is probably coming together in the edit, and I hope you guys like time lapses because there's probably been quite a bit of them. I feel like that's just a pretty safe assumption at this point, considering how this video's gone. There's honestly hardly enough time to even build a floor here, but I'm gonna do it just because I feel like I have to. And you know what? Just with the timing of this challenge, I am gonna have to unfortunately not do the inside of this. I will put a ceiling on though. And honestly, let's just do that right now. And I know it's an interesting decision to use the Shogun roof pieces on this, but to be honest with you, without it, it just looks kind of basic. If I go back, you can see that the house itself is basic, so it gives it a little bit of flair. Anyway, we have just about 3 minutes left, and that's just enough time to hopefully close off this roof. I know the time absolutely flew by, and I am a little bit disappointed in myself. But let's just see if we can finish this last little roof here first. And honestly, I should have this one in the bag pretty easily. And beautiful. It fits perfectly. Let's just go up 1 more layer. And yeah, this is just absolutely beautiful the way this is snapping together. We'll throw that piece there. And then with the rest of this, we'll just toss a nice little floor down. Throw that and then 1 singular piece here and bang. And that about finishes off the timer. We built 3 buildings here, so it wasn't the greatest showing today. But hey, we just finished off this last building, which looks pretty nice. And don't worry, we're gonna do more building in this video. The hour challenge is over, but there are a few more things that I want to do just for this first episode in this city series. Starting with, of course, showing this off because I didn't even get to do that. And as you can see, it looks pretty good. I'm gonna build a 2nd floor. This first floor is basically gonna be like little office cubicles and then a nice garage here with a smaller vehicle inside. Upstairs, I'll probably have some bedrooms and things like that. And I kind of see this building as the city hall. These 2 will be shops, of course, and then we're gonna build some shops on the back end. And honestly, that's what we're gonna do right now. No more time lapses. In the next cut, you're gonna see 2 brand new shops. So right now, it's completely empty behind me. And now we have 2 brand new shops. And as you can see, the building layout is not what you might have expected because obviously on the other side, we've got 2 buildings that are side by side. But over here, we have Durburger on the bottom, which is gonna be a tiny little restaurant. And then up top, we have a tiny little office building. Obviously, we have the city council building over there, but this will just be an office in the middle of Brick City. And already 5 buildings down in the city, and I know the hour is long past by now, but there's a few more things that I still want to do because I don't want to leave you guys on a cliffhanger here. While it's still daytime, I'm going to get started on my next building, and then we're going to sprinkle lights around this place and finish it off with 1 final build. I think the last build is going to be 200 IQ, so you'll have to wait to see that one. But for now, I'm going to add another building somewhere in the city, and you guys might be able to guess because I did mention it earlier, and then hopefully I'll pick it up in the nighttime so I can add some lights around this place and really make it start feeling alive. Because right now, still feels like a little bit of a ghost town. And again, I still hear those crickets. But let me cook real quick. I'll catch up with you guys in a second. Okay, and it's the next day in real life, which means I forgot where I was in this video, but I believe I was gonna show off a building plus the lights around this place. And as you can see with the sun rising, the lighting looks absolutely gorgeous at this point. It definitely transforms the vibe a bit. I also obviously placed some decor around the outside, so the city starts looking a little more lived in. But yeah, we have this nice planter area, and then we have a walkway between the two buildings that we've got down. Oh yeah. And then we built a farm as well. As you can see right here, what we've been missing just up the hill is a farm where I can actually grow crops when I need to. And this is no auto farm. It's not the most impressive thing in the world, but there's actually a ton of soil plots here and it's kind of cool. Obviously, we got our grain mills down because I have been doing a little bit of work to get us more seeds. But once these grow in, they'll look very, very nice. And here we have a pretty basic barn. The reason I built this is because I want to eventually start storing things in their rightful places. So instead of that one storage room that I got up there, I can place all my wheat and seeds and things like that down here. I feel like that'd be pretty cool and it'd give this place a real use. Also, I like that the red buildings are together since obviously we built that doghouse last episode for my dog Brimstone, who is still 24 hours later chilling on top of the roof. I don't think he's gonna move. I could try to fly him, but I'll probably end up crashing him. So we'll save that for another time. But yeah, what do you guys think so far? Obviously, there's still a lot of work to do. And like I said, there's one more thing that I want to build right now to end off this episode. But if you watched this far in the video, let me know what you think in the comments. Obviously, this is a very different type of video. And in the first hour, we unfortunately didn't get that much down. So yeah, just spent a little more time building out the city just for this video. Anyway, like I said, there's still another thing that I want to build. So let's get to that next. And here we go. We're going to start by punching out these two sidewalk pieces here so we can build us a ramp. And this might sound easy, but trust me, it's not going to be. I don't have a car to even test this right now, but basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to build at an angle, which is hard enough for me. But then on top of that, it's got to perfectly connect here so it looks really good and seamless. But yeah, it's going to be our nice little ramp that leads us down onto the actual terrain itself. That way, when I do eventually have a car, I'm able to drive it up and down from the city and outside of it whenever I need. So yeah, let's try to do this. Here we go. Okay, and bear with me here because I'm just going to be doing some trial and error at the moment. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to slant this build, but we're going to try our best, okay? It's going to work out in the end. Here we go. We're going to push it and okay, that didn't work. All right, second time's the charm. We're gonna put this down right here. And you know what? Better yet, we're gonna go ahead and give it some guardrails this time. So now, in theory, if we push this... Ah, okay, there we go. Perfect. Okay, that's exactly what we wanted. Because now that we did that, we can break this. And okay, here's where it gets a little tricky. But ideally, we can take a 16 wide floor. So we're gonna build that there. And now we can break this. And let's see what goes on. Okay, I think that... Wait, did we do this? Wait, did we do this? Oh, we kind of did. Yo, okay, this might not be perfect. We're just gonna build it up and see what it looks like. Yo, okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. Okay, and just like that, we built ourselves a nice little rampway up for any vehicle we may have. Let me go ahead and break this. And as you can see, we got to address the elephant in the room. And it's the fact that there is a little gap here and I don't love it. So we're going to see what we can do real quick. Hopefully, if I just notch this one over. Oh yeah, just like that. Okay, you know what? That looks a little bit better. We'll still have to figure it out, but there's a tiny little gap there. It's not the end of the world. But anyway, we had a little bit of jagged edges there, so we fixed that up. And like I said, we have ourselves a nice little ramp here. Obviously, there's also a gap right here, which I feel like I could probably fix pretty easily off camera. If I just leave one floor piece like this, you know, it's hardly a gap. And again, it's just not the end of the world. So now we have a street that ramps up. So if I'm ever driving on the grass, I'm able to get up into the city pretty easily. Like I hyped up a little bit earlier, this was kind of what I was going for, but I thought it would look a lot nicer. Anyway, to finish this one off today, we're just going to go ahead and fit in a few more sidewalk pieces. And I think with this area here, I want to build some sort of parking garage system, probably 1 or 2 stories only, but I do want to have some cars parked around the city and I feel like it'd be cool to store them in a garage. So yeah, that might happen there. But other than that, I think that that's about the end of this video. Let me know what you think of the city. Rate it on a scale of 1 to 10 in the comments and get excited because there's so much more to come from this build here. This is really bringing new life into this world that honestly doesn't have much building yet. So yeah, if you want to stay tuned to all things Lego Fortnite, subscribe to this channel. And also, the video on screen that you're seeing right now is my brand new Battle Royale channel here on Fortnite. If you play Battle Royale and you've been waiting to see me play, then now's your chance to go watch that video. I'll be uploading a lot more over there in the future as well. So let's try to get that channel to 1,000 subs. But thanks for watching this one and I'll catch you all in the next. Peace.